All right, good morning, crocheters. Hope everyone is doing well. Wasn't able to do a live chat last week because of general conference, but I'm here today. So if you're here, chime in and I don't know, tell me what you're working on or something. So this week for me has been a little bit interesting. I've been like a little bit crochet blocked, if that makes sense. And so I didn't get as much done as I would like to, but I mostly worked on the sloth. So I'm just going to jump right into that. So last week I showed you guys the sloth, and this was the head that was on it. And I just wasn't in love with it. It was, I don't know, like something about it I didn't really like. And so I made a new head, and it's this one here, hoping to get like a little more, like this one was just so round. It, excuse me, it looked a little bit more like an owl to me. Like if you see Henry back there in the corner, it looked a little bit more like an owl face than a sloth face. And so I wanted to give this one a try. And so I was really happy with it. I sewed it onto the body, and then this morning when I was taking the thumbnail picture, I was like, wait a minute, do I like that? I don't know. We might be back to the I don't know game, which is kind of frustrating. Good morning, Emily and Marty and Angie and Rachel. Good morning, ladies. I hope you guys are doing well. So yeah, this is where I am. And so when I haven't been making a new head, good morning, Sandra and Virgie, I was working on the arms and legs. And so got the two arms. It took me forever to make the claws. Good morning, Santa and Sylvia and Claire and Linda and Teresa. Good morning. I'm so glad everyone's in here. This is awesome. Thank you, Emily. She says she's super excited for this sloth. Thank you. So yeah, for me, crocheting in like worsted weight yarn, which is, or a 4 weight, a medium weight, which is what most people use, takes me forever. I just am not very good at it, which is why I crochet with Bernat blanket yarn mostly. So for this pattern, you have to make 12 of the claws. And so I got these, I've got these 6 done and sewn on. And then I've got the legs, and the legs, I've got 3 done for this one and only 1 done for this one. So we're not quite there yet. We definitely have got some progress to be made. And I was running out of pins because I had all of them pinned on. But I am really happy with like the shape of the arms and the legs, because they have, they're different than any of my other arms or legs because they have this kind of shaping to them. So when they're on, they're going to look like that, and they can, kind of come up and wrap so that they have, I think they look like good sloth arms. So I'm really happy with them. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think it's going to be super cute. And the legs are similar. They have a very similar shape. They're just a little bit thicker. And so the legs would be down here. Wow, got to pull it back. So, oh wow, that looks really bad. I need to use more pins. It's all falling apart. Anyway, the legs would be down here, kind of like this. So when it is, upside down, it's hanging. It has that hanging look. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. That's what I've got to say. Right. Good morning, Angie and Denisha and Julia and Charlotte. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like the sloths and you like the arms. Thank you very much. Linda asks, what color blanket did I use for the sloth and the monkey? So this color is taupe. So it's kind of that light, well, it's like a medium brown. So yeah. Virgie says 10 claws done out of 12 ain't bad. Worsted weight might be slow for you, but you're making good progress. Thank you, Virgie. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that because yeah, it takes me a while. It's one of those things like when we'd be watching movies, it's like, all right, let's sit down, make some more claws, or doing things like that. So yeah. So he let's see, Charlotte said he's going to be big. He looks so good. Good morning, Donna. Yeah, so he's going to be about the same size as the Samuel Lewis koala. I pull this guy up here. So they're similar. I think his head is actually a little bit bigger, but because he doesn't have the ears, they're gonna look about the same. So that's kind of the proportion that we've got going on. So if I hold them, in line with me, this is how big they are. That can be one of the things that's tricky about like holding it up to the camera so much is sometimes they look a little bit bigger than they are, but still like they're pretty big, snuggly toys. So I've been having fun with it. One thing that I am considering doing, because on this one I shaped the head differently than I ever have. Instead of, usually I go like corner to corner on the eyes to give this like eye dimple. But on this one, I felt like the eyes were close enough, but I wanted it to have like a little cheek. So I went like eye to right here, and I did that on both sides. So you'd get like a little bit of a rounded cheek. And so it's kind of hard to see on my camera's not picking it up super well right now, but I've got these little tiny like blush highlights to kind of show that there are cheeks there. And so one thing I'm considering is doing a little, like maybe just a tiny little smile. Like something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I kind of like it, but I also don't usually do smiles. But sloths have like kind of a perpetually smiley-esque face, so maybe it fits. I'm not quite sure. That's where I am. Like this would be the last step on the face before I moved to sewing on arms, legs, tail, which I do have a tail around here somewhere. I may have lost it. It's a little bit embarrassing, but yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Good morning, Sandy. I hope you're doing well. Virgie said she finished the alpaca this morning and posted it on Instagram. Thank you for tagging me. That's the best. Rachel says her taupe just arrived on the porch. Very nice. Child 2 asked, do I sell any of your actual items as well as the pattern? I really want that sloth. So I usually sell the patterns. So I'm still working on this one, obviously, trying to get it designed. So it will probably be designed. I'll work on designing it this month. I will get it tested next month, which is May, and then it will release in June. Yes. Looked at my calendar to make sure I know what I'm talking about. So yes, it's a little bit of a process, but I do sell my patterns. Do I ever sell any of the ones I actually make? Every once in a while. The reason why that's the answer is because I really like my work. And so like it brings me joy to have. And so I pretty much refuse to sell it for an inexpensive price because it's worth more for me to have it than the money is for me to sell it, if that makes sense. So like like the Shelly sheep, I ended up selling that to a friend for $100. The baby sheep I ended up selling because people really like the sheep. I did end up selling 2 of those for like 50, but probably now I would charge like 75 or something like that. So kind of the bigger projects are going to be around like $100, $150. Smaller projects are going to be somewhere between 50 and 75. And most people, when they see that kind of a price tag on something, they're thinking like, oh, that's cute, but I can buy a stuffed animal that's like 3 times larger than that for $50 at Walmart. And you can. And so there's usually a disconnect. People don't typically want to pay in the hundreds, 100, 150, 200-ish for toys. And that's fine. That doesn't bother me at all. That's just kind of like, I guess that's my kind of price range. Like if you want my things more than I want my things, you have to pay a lot. So that is the answer. Kind of long, but that is the answer. All right. Teresa says she likes the mouth. Linda likes the smile. Jeanette is agreeing. It's really cute. Love the smile. Okay. Good morning, Donna. Charlotte saying she likes the mouth. It would look good. Very nice. Yeah. I think I probably will do it then. It sounds like we're getting a pretty good consensus of let's go ahead and make a little mouth. Because I think that will kind of highlight the fact that it is smiling and it's got like those little blush marks. I think it could complete it in a very nice way. So I'm glad you guys chimed in on that. I do feel like this sloth, more than any other pattern I've made, is like trying to be a character, if that makes any sense. Like it's like I could see a story written about this sloth or something like that, because it's starting to have like some kind of defining characteristics, where a lot of the other ones it's like, oh yeah, that's obviously a horse or a narwhal or an alpaca or something like that, but they look like the animal, but they're abstracted because it's crocheting. And and so like I don't know, that's kind of the feeling I get from those ones, but this one, I don't know, it feels like it's more of character design, which has been kind of fascinating to work on. So anyway, Rachel says she sold her rainbow alpaca, she called Snow Cone, for $50 so that she could regain her expenses from Hobby Lobby. 25 total. Very nice. Yes, and she did, Rachel did share pictures of Snow Cone with me, and he was really cute. He turned out adorable. Let's see. Sandy says it definitely has personality. I think it does. Good morning, Christy's Creations. I hope you're doing well today. So yeah, that's kind of where I am. Virgie says, I think the mouth helps the sloths. Sloths are probably not as adorable as, say, a panda that might not need a mouth. I think that's fair. Yeah, I put off doing a sloth for a long time because so many people are like, they're so cute. And I was like, they are cute, but they don't like resonate with me. And it wasn't until I started making with it, I was like, oh my gosh, they are cute. So yeah, I think you guys are right. A little smile just here at the bottom, like not a huge smile, but a little one would kind of complete the look. I mean, and obviously one thing that I did differently on this head versus this one was that I gave it a little tuft of hair here at the top. because I I love texture stitches like loop stitches and feather stitches and bobble stitches. I really, really like them, but it just wasn't working for this one. So I just stuck with single crochet. Well, actually, there's a lot of half double crochet in here as well. You can see like all of this is half double, and then singles across the bottom, kind of to give it that shape. Um, but yeah, it's mostly single crochet. So I wanted to give that hint of texture, so I went ahead and just used a little tuft. Oops, one down. A little tuft of hair there at the top. So Rachel's in the comments is talking about her alpaca snow cone, and she said that she made him exclusively for a virtual craft show, but then grew fond of him and misses him. I totally understand that. It's you fall in love with the things you make. They're really fun. Child 2 says, oh, thank you. Me and my mom crochet, and I'm still learning to use Bernat. More than any other, it's easy for my hands, so we love your creation so much. Well, thank you. I'm glad you guys are able to use the yarn. I love it as well. It's so fun. And I don't know, Child 2, if you have seen my crochet alongs, but you can definitely find them. There's like for beginners, I'd say the Chubby Bunny, and then there's the Chubby Panda, which just recently came out, and then there's the Unicorn Hobby Horse and the Snowy Owl, and there's something else. Oh, the Baby Sheep. So yeah, there are some things you can check out if you would like. Emily asks, what color of blanket yarn did I use for the sloth? So the main color here is taupe. This color is vintage white. The black is called coal. And then this is just my medium weight yarn that I have hanging around. So yep. Virgie says the tuft is so cute. Thank you. And the good friends are chiming in here. Hi. Hope you guys are doing well. Saying the sloth is really cute and they love his hair. Thank you. Yes. I thought it could use a little bit of something. So that's why I did it. See, Teresa says, I only give my projects to my grandbabies. Yeah. Like, I understand that. I definitely prefer, I prefer giving away a project rather than selling it. And I have actually had a nephew born. Geez, what day was it? Last week? 2 weeks ago? Something like that. So I've got 24, I believe, nieces and nephews. So I like giving as gifts and things like that. So probably my newest nephew will get the monkey lovey, which is down here. This will probably be his gift. A lot of my animals are kind of girl-ish themed, so I think this one will be a good one for him. So yeah, I agree. I like giving. I think it's fun rather than selling. Jeanette says the baby sheep is absolutely adorable. Thank you. Yeah, I need to make some more. I can't keep them in stock. Speaking of sheep, this one was backward. Now everything jumped off. Anyway. And Denisha says the monkey lovey is cute. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Christy's Creation says I just made another hobby horse the unicorn hobby horse for my goddaughter's 5th birthday. I hope she loves it. That is awesome. There's I think it's a funny story. My sister, she has 2 girls, and she made the unicorn hobby horse for one of them originally, because she was only making one at a time, and she left the stick as long as you buy it at the store, so probably 4 to 5 feet long, where my recommended length is like 3 feet. And she just left it that way for a little bit. And then one day she's like, all right, I think we've got some time. We can cut this down. And and her daughter's like, no, if you cut it, we can't both ride. Which is just hilarious to me because they loved how huge it was so that they could both be on it and ride around the house. But they did end up cutting it, and the other one got another one. She made it during the, our quarantine state at the moment. So she was able to make another one. I just thought it was funny. I loved it. Sandra says she gives the things she crochets to kids that have cancer or any other condition, and that makes me feel good. I love that, Sandra. That is very sweet. It was a little while ago, but a crocheter messaged me through Facebook, and we were talking a little bit, and she was mentioning that she makes the loveys, and then she gives them to her local police department so that they can kind of keep them in stock, like in the patrol cars. So if there's ever a kid that's in an emergency situation, that they can give them the toy, the lovey, to like hold on to and feel kind of secure in those moments. I thought that was super cool. Very, very cool. So. And Christy's Creations talking about the unicorn hobby horse. She said she cut down the stick because her granddaughter's her goddaughter's pretty tiny. Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, I just thought it was funny, the image of my two nieces riding double on a unicorn hobby horse, because they're sweet, and I just thought it was a very funny image in my mind. So anyhow, I don't really know that I have much else to talk about. Because this is pretty much what I was able to do this week. So I'll be finishing this up hopefully during this next week, and then I've got to start on something else. Probably what I should start on is working on the Darcy Deer crochet along, because those take a long time to edit, to record, then to edit, render, upload, and all of that. So that's probably what I will get started on next week. So if you guys don't see anything new and exciting in this next little bit, I'll be finishing up the sloth and working on the deer. So Rachel asks, what is the next release? And this is going to be the next release. The baby monkey will come out in May. So right now he's being tested, or it's being tested. And it will be coming out then. I'm very happy with it. I think it's quite cute. And Rachel also asked, can you crochet a squirrel or a skunk? Yes, I have had some thoughts on the skunk lately. So maybe we'll see if I can give that a go. But yeah, fun things to be doing, working on. So yeah, we've got the baby monkey that will be coming out soon. The sloth I'll hopefully be finishing next week. And then I'll start working on Darcy Deer. It's a lot of taupe, guys. It's a good thing I stocked up on the taupe color before, the stay-at-home orders were issued, because I am going to go through a lot of it in this next little bit. Yeah. Anyway. And Rachel's saying that taupe is very scarce right now. Wow. That makes me really glad I stocked up on it. I think I've got this ball here, which I've cut into already. And I think I've got one other. So either way, we should be covered for the the Darcy Deer crochet along that should be coming out beginning of July. Actually, I don't know which day July 1st is, but if I can get it recorded in advance, then it will be July 1st. July 1st is a Wednesday. Oh, yeah. If I can get it all recorded in advance, we'll just go July 1st is when the first video is released, and we'll kind of work from there. So hopefully that will be how things go. Christy is seconding the idea of a chubby skunk. She loves that. Very nice. Rachel says she bought 2 online from different sources. Marty asks, where do I get the taupe from? Her Joann's doesn't have any, and when I found taupe from Michael's, it's very dark brown. So this is something that I found interesting, that that the taupe that is carried in Joann's is different from the taupe found in Michael's. I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense to me. I actually want to find the dark brown because I could use it for some different projects so that they're not all the exact same color. But I think that one's even harder to find. Linda says that, yeah, she's agreeing that the taupe is hard to find. I mean, I found mine in Joann's. I have also seen it online checking yarnspirations.com. Should have some. Also Amazon, checking there. I have noticed, because I went to go check Amazon to see if I could buy some yarn the other day, and they were out of stock of almost everything. It was kind of disappointing, but at the same time, like the world's kind of in a bit of a commotion at the moment, so I do understand. It was just kind of like, oh, darn it. So yeah, Rachel's saying eBay and Amazon is where she's found it. Yeah. And with Joann's, I know you can like order online and ship to store. Like sometimes you can do that, so you could check joann.com to maybe find it, and that way you can use like your Joann's coupons as well. Charlotte is suggesting a chubby penguin would be so cute. I have thought about doing one of those. Absolutely. That's potentially that's on my list for, where did I write it down? To maybe work on it next month, so it could release for July. So we have kind of a Christmas in July feel with the Darcy Deer Crochet Along and maybe a chubby penguin. That was my thought. We'll see. That'll be really fun. And Roxanne, our best creation, says sometimes even the same color from the same place is a different lot, so slightly different color. It is true. That is true. And I find that super frustrating personally. A while ago, I went to buy, because I had the giraffe idea like fresh on my mind, so I wanted to buy like a ton of yellow, and there were like 3 different yellow colors that were all marked the same, and so I just ended up not doing it at all because it was really frustrating to me. Rachel's saying that the taupe isn't online. That's interesting. I will do a little bit of research into the taupe, and I'll share it on the YouTube, the community section, where like, and hopefully that will give some help. Claire asks, how am I doing with a puffin? I have not started on a puffin yet. That one would be a really cute idea. Teresa says, do a skunk, do a skunk, do a skunk. All right. I will have to work on that one. That would be fun. Rachel's yeah, saying I feel that. I love skunks. Okay. Well, it's definitely been on my list. It's kind of been on my mind a little bit too. So we'll see. I think I've got the yarn for it. So maybe I could squeeze that in. Well, thank you all for being here, for chatting with me this morning, and for your thoughts, feedback, and support of what I've got going on with the sloth here. I'm excited to work on it the rest of the week and share it with you guys. So I hope you are all doing well. And I'm going to sign off here, but stay safe, stay well, and I'll talk to you guys again next week. Bye.